and welcome to another Legacy video. Today, joining me, we have all the way from Denmark, Echo Baronen.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. I do love me some Legacy, and starting off my day with this beautiful set is amazing. And I understand you have a Legacy tournament in your calendar, so it seems like a good time to focus on the format.
Yeah, this is the second league that we're playing today. We played Blue Black Tempo before. We had some amazing games, definitely worth checking out. Thank you again, Andres, for joining me. We are, deciding what deck to play at my Italian Nationals and then Legacy Four Seasons main event this weekend. So Blue Black Reanimator, this deck got 3 cards banned in the last year and a half, still being one of the driving forces of the format. So what's going on here? What's the plan? Is to have a mid-range plan mixed with a very unfair combo plan.
Yes,
So yeah,
yeah,
it is.
that's a good way to start it out. This version in particular, somebody I don't know who, but innovated with Tamios and Bowmasters so that this deck I call it like 80% Demir tempo, and then the opponent always has to worry about getting Entomb reanimated. Atraxon Archon are still winning games, and the beauty of this deck is when the opponent kind of over respects the combo aspect, they lose to the fair plan. If they under respects the unfair version, like side of the deck, they will lose to Atraxa. So it's trying to keep the opponent off balance while playing as many just good cards as possible, basically.
Yeah, that is what's going on over here. Let's go Legacy League. Let's join Blue Black Reanimator. Let's find some opponents. Now, the mana base here, we have 19 lands with 2 surveillance this time. How many wastelands
Yep.
play? A couple? 3. Okay.
Yeah, three wastelands because you're not really a Delver deck, but it's still just a very good tool because on any given in any given match, you're just going to be playing like low curve magic, kind of like the Demir Tempo deck, and Ursa Saga is a very popular card. Greedy decks, 4 color decks are in the format as well. So I like Graceland, but sometimes we trim during sideboarding.
Yeah, that is okay, let's go. Against the Eternal Weekend Champion, European Eternal Weekend Champion Larson.
Yes,
Is he
always a
is he
great opponent.
is he your countrymate or is he your neighbor?
He's not. He's Swedish. He's my neighbor.
All right, he's your neighbor.
Um, yeah, very strong player. Um, he loves to play breakfast, so hopefully we'll have a cool game of figuring out who's the combo deck, who's defending, find our good spot to execute our broken things.
Ooh, nice. I love a love a force of will here.
Yes,
I
very nice draw.
think to get this draw, I want to play Tamio.
Okay, so you have three plays here. You have turn one Tameo, you have turn one Thoughtseize, or you have Wastelanding your opponent. I like Tameo. Seems like a good, especially because it forces the opponent to deal with it, and then they can't progress their own game plan. But if they don't have a plow, we will kind of um, run away with the game a little bit. So, and it turns out they don't have a plow.
This one resolves, okay?
Yep, Nomad is a card that doesn't do anything on its own. It's the cards coming afterwards that are going to be
Yeah,
dangerous.
and also Noma dies to Orcish Bowmaster, which is
hmm
which is nice.
So, I feel like we should play Wasteland and cast Thoughtseize, and then figure out what to do with the Wasteland afterwards. How do you feel about
Interesting.
that?
I was thinking about going Brainstorm to flip Tamio.
Mm, I really want to make sure our opponent doesn't cast, let's say, Nadu with backup or Illusionist with backup. I want to like pick them apart here. I think that's gonna be how we win this game.
You want me to
So I
go?
would prefer playing a land first here because I think he's on 0 days, but at Eternal Weekend he played two, so I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Also, we should think about Cavern of Souls a little bit. I can't remember if he has one in the main or just two in the sideboard. I'll try and look it up because
Ooh.
that would also. So I guess we should. So I just checked, and the main deck has a single copy of Cavern. But maybe it's better to let our opponent spend mana on their thing. So
Mhm.
if we How do you feel about wastelanding Tundra here and passing?
Well, if they force, doesn't that mean that they have cavern? No? No, I guess
Or
not.
just, I mean, if you just have illusionist, you'll do
Yeah.
the same, right?
You
Because
have to
that's your.
force. Right. Right. Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like this should be fine. But yes, Cavern Illusionist will beat us.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. That would be brutal.
Okay.
So now the opponent will probably ask us the tough question, and then let's see if we have enough.
Yeah, if they put Cephalid on the stack, we have to counter Force Pitch Mark. Oh, Voice of Victory.
Wow. I think that's a card we also have to counter, which is
Yeah.
very annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I draw push, I'm very happy anyway, so.
That is impossible with this list. We have to be in reanimator mode now.
Ooh, true. We don't have push. Oh, sort of drew a.
So now we can.
I
We
think.
should probably keep working on our opponent's mana. Maybe get rid of Hedge Mace.
Yeah, but I think now I want to go brainstorm.
Agree.
Yeah. So we flip the thing.
This days could be very strong.
Okay. I don't need Tammy anymore,
Right, but it's also not bad to get another one going.
but I have so many clues. I don't need it.
True. True.
Bottom of land.
Um.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not fine.
And then I
So
mean, I'm redrawing it anyway.
that's also true. So now we take care of the blue source because that's our opponent's way to like cantrip into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that I'm playing like a blue black tempo, so we just finished the league with the other deck, so I haven't seen
Exactly.
I haven't seen a single legacy or animator card.
No, that's true. Okay, so now the opponent can't really attack. So what I like in this spot is maybe it's bad. Let's see. I thought about bringing back Thoughtseize, but then we have to Brazen Borrower to keep Tamio alive. How do you feel about that? Let's see. What did they do? Did they put Brainstorm into the yard?
Yes. Hmm. So you're thinking of
So,
putting thoughts easier?
but then we lose our Tamio.
We
So
lose,
then maybe we have to. But you have another one on top, right?
but I do.
So I wish we would have thought about this. Then we could have stacked it the opposite way around and replay a Tamio here.
I think I should just plus and pass. If they go Cephalid, I can always go borrower
Okay, and then Thought
and then
Seize next
thoughts.
turn.
Yeah.
Does that work? Because would have to bounce the one drop.
Also, they just
Okay,
recast,
so
but that with
but
days.
only if they have a land. Only if they have a. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, nice play. So we have a Tamio on top of the deck.
Also, like
If
I don't know, having Cameo Emblem threat is so powerful.
yes, and you actually have a lot of this covered, even against land.
Here I'm
And now
drawing.
your opponent's going to be very scared about Bowmaster's push and stuff like that. And now you can use your mana well. Ooh, the Voice of Victory was very scary this game.
Mm-hmm. GG.
Nice draw.
Yeah, now just plus. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, there's no way. We may actually be winning this game one without showing that we are reanimator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
But if
people
he's reading Twitter, then there might be an issue.
they just concede when we -7, so we don't even need to show anything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here comes the perfect ace.
Okay.
So the opponent was trying to. Oh wow, they even did that. Okay, so we needed everything here. Cool. Cool, cool. So we got them here. You're right, we didn't show anything. So let's imagine you played at a paper tournament. Then your opponent would have no idea. But maybe Larson has been drinking his morning coffee and watching the stream.
Well, we just switched now. This is the first match. They don't know.
Okay,
They could
okay,
see that we play blue like tempo.
got it. I got it. That's cool. So against breakfast, I like all the removal spells because no matter what, the creatures are going to be, important. So I don't like dazes here. I feel like those are not something we can count on. And then Brazen Borrower, you don't have any exciting targets, so I guess we have to keep one of those. Um,
What about Fury Macabre?
I feel like removal spells are the way to fight that deck. It also does nothing against Nadu, and his the 1/1s are bad against Bowmasters. So I usually think Fairy Macabre is like giving too much respect. I feel like we can fight with Thoughtseize, pushes, Bowmaster's
Mm,
forces. That'll be fine. I like this setup a lot.
let's go, submit.
Yeah, wow, that was we needed all of those cards to beat our opponent, which was
Ooh,
pretty
nice
sick.
hand.
Nice keep, nice keep.
Worst card is the Sewers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, totally agree. If that was an underground sea, this hand was incredible. So we probably thought sees our opponent turn one here. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, always make sure coast is
So if I
clean.
remember correctly, Larson liked to play Ghost Vacuum.
I don't,
Okay, these
they're not
cards are
terrible.
not dangerous.
Huh?
Left the card on top.
Yeah.
How do you feel about taking Nado here?
I
Because
think it.
Illusionist does nothing.
What's that?
Illusionist does nothing on its own.
Well, they have Saga though.
Oh, okay. So they have an avenue to Shuko. Got it. Yeah, very good point.
I think I take Cephalid.
Okay. So we can take that. Also, this makes it awkward for the opponent because the turn they can play Nadu is also the turn where they could have, activated Saga. So we disrupt our opponent's decisions a lot here. So good call.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you upkeep Entomb?
Mm. Didn't have a stop, so never.
That's a good question. So let's see, can we do it? Um,
Want this.
so let's think about this. Do you think you're resolving Atraxa next turn?
Mm.
Oh, we're entombing anyway. Okay, so we get rid of it. It was mainly if we were, let's say, we force through Atraxa, then it's good to have the force because then we just need a random blue card off of Atraxa trigger.
Yeah.
But you'll be shuffling it here end of turn. I feel like.
Buongiorno,
So my
Fletch.
opponent, the opponent needs to have kept a very good card on top last turn with the surveil and draw a very good card now. Otherwise, they can be in trouble. But it just takes one Pharima Cup.
I think I let this resolve and go Archon.
Okay, I like it a lot.
Happy birthday, Ferrich. Thank you for the 14th month.
Maybe let's try and think here. I feel like you should go Traxa because then you just have to find a wasteland or a fetch, and then you push the Nadu. You see
But you
10 cards, so
don't
you
draw, but they don't draw a card if I Archon.
correct, but Atraxa draws you a lot of cards.
Mm.
Wasteland would be insane. More blue cards would be insane.
All right. I don't know.
I like Atraxa a lot here. You go with your decision here.
Yeah, let's take Archon. I like Archon. Reanimate.
The problem with that card is that it's actually beatable.
Yeah, yeah, I can plow it.
Of course, it's very
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
situation is very good, but
for sure.
it's actually beatable. Also, randomly, I don't like playing the land first because you could spike Wasteland now
Hmm,
and
hmm.
look silly. So a little bit of just slight optimizing.
Yeah. But this is like whenever the Reanimator draws into Reanimate together, it's just not even close. It's so good. Ooh.
So actually, last time I played against Larson, I killed Nado and Nomad and start coming off with his deck. So
Yeah.
maybe we can do that.
I think I pass now. I don't reanimate it.
Yeah, sounds good.
I guess maybe I should. No, because they can get Shuko and kill me. Alright, never mind. Cool.
I think you're good here holding up removal. This is exactly why I wanted to sideboard like this, where the removal spells are going to be good against no matter which angle he goes for.
Yeah.
Let's see if he has any spiciness.
I mean that's kind of the upside of registering Entomb Reanimate over Nethergoyf and Kaito. Like you can just draw these two cards together and you're playing like such a different game that isn't even like comparable. Oh wow.
So that card, let's see, one card in hand, so we can just kill it in response to the first equip, right?
Yeah.
So we opponent milling 6 cards over here,
Ooh, red return.
ending macabre, showing all the stuff. This is a good way to play because now we can actually just force a plow and yep.
All
That's
right. GG.
that's all she wrote. Nice job.
Yeah, getting Archon also over Atraxa is less clicks. So as a content creator, you want to win in the minimum amount of time.
Play that can happen.
When I played the Legacy tournament in Zurich, actually I was playing Reanimator with Troll. I got to beat the Legacy Breakfast deck a couple of times. Ooh, we're on the
Mm-hmm.
play. Okay, cool.
Right.
First
Okay,
time,
run the play. Let's go.
first time it happens today.
Yeah.
Ooh, playing against Deltar. I remember when I won a MTGO PTQ in Legacy, I beat Deltar in the final. They were playing Mono Red Paint.
Ooh. Oh, sick.
It was a long time.
So this is interesting. So how much credit do you give to your opponent playing like a fast deck, and how much do you would just want to get your Tameo going? I don't think this is an easy choice.
I think I want to go Thoughtseize. My opponent's a Chalice of the Void Enjoyer. I don't want to be Chaliced.
Okay, great point. Hellas of the Void Enjoyer.
Let's see. Oh wow.
Let's. Oh, yeah, they also Oops All Spells Enjoyer. Okay, so triple
Not
combo. So
not the
we
land.
have to go for the Stone Rain here, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you have to take the other one, the Torment Crypt. Yeah. So this is going to be us wastelanding and being very happy, but this can just also go bad
What
very
if I
quickly.
what if I had a reanimating end? Would I take the Balustra Spy?
So yeah, this is so complicated. So if you do that, mill out your opponent, they can then upkeep, exile Jack-o'-lantern, flashback
Right.
the shuffler, and then we can have a problem.
Ooh.
So
So it's better I didn't. Here,
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good.
here it's just easy, Tamio.
Yes, I feel like we have a little bit of breathing room here, and I'm not afraid of dying this exact turn, but I am from now on, basically.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about pondering first?
Ponder ponder before thought, before clue or bowmaster or anything. Is there a sequence of
Yeah.
that make my opponent win? I guess so.
So they have three combo pieces in that card. So in theory, they could have right now, uh, double Dark Ritual in hand, in theory, and then draw a Black Source.
Okay.
So,
I think I like to draw
mm,
brainstorm.
yeah, it also, since we're thought seizing, I think the Wasteland is going to be good.
Hmm.
Oh, we're shuffling. Never mind. Okay, let's draw the Brainstorm.
Are you sure you want a thought seize?
Um, are you okay with your opponent having Dark Ritual, then drawing a land?
And
I guess
then
they need more.
yeah.
Okay, they need more.
I guess not necessarily.
I see where you're getting at.
Hmm.
Maybe okay, maybe flip it. Then we can double Thoughtseize next turn, and then we accept that we can die to the nuts here.
No, actually, I decided that I want a thought seize.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Magic. I sometimes tell people magic is about how do you prefer to lose. So that's the question you should ask yourself. How do you prefer to lose?
Okay, there's a dark ritual here.
I feel like if you check the Dark Ritual, then they're very far away from
Yeah.
winning, and you make future Wastelands very good. So that was yeah, it's a weird game. So yeah, Brainstorm with the shuffle here is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping a Planeswalker, looking for Entomb.
Okay. I put this two back.
Yeah, for sure.
But now I can actually just crack a clue.
How do you feel about uh, entombing Atraxa and surveilling instead? What is better?
Hmm. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have to make that decision now.
But I think I want to crack a clue. I can always entomb, but
It's just so bad to draw the Atraxa and then only have the bad target in the deck. I would say surveilling is very close to cracking a clue in this spot. Wouldn't you agree?
sorry, what? Surveilling?
Yeah, surveilling is very close to cracking a clue. Like,
Hmm.
um,
See what you
it's
mean.
very close
Yeah.
because this matchup is more about finding the right card rather than
Hmm.
actual raw resources.
Hmm. Yeah, I just crack a clue.
Okay,
Okay.
I hope you draw Atraxa.
Yeah. Fourth land. Okay, so Tamio here can give us a Thoughtseize. I think I have to do it. Do I?
Yes, so then our mana situation this turn is Thoughtseize, Entomb, Crack a Clue, basically.
The other way is just to get Brainstorm so I can combo.
Yeah, it's not bad. Also, it looks for Wasteland.
Yeah, I think I'll do Brainstorm.
And so yeah, the thing about Thoughtseize is our opponent's hand is very redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice job. So now let's put back some
Cards.
and don't play land exactly. And then we have a land to go, so we dig 10 cards for Wasteland. This is a very normal play pattern if you don't play your land out. That attracts us just
Yeah.
like we used to find grief with this card as well, right? But now it's oftentimes we find some amazing cards. Yeah, Force of Will is absurd. Land is for sure.
Yeah.
Guess you already have a Brazen, so you're doing fine here.
And then I can go Undercity Sewers and pass.
Yeah. So in theory, we could still lose. We should keep that card. We can still lose because the opponent's deck is a Pact of Negation deck. So if they have like Mana Source, Ritual, Pact of Negation, we can be in trouble. The Therapy can clear your Force of Will. So we haven't won just yet, but we're in a very good spot.
Okay. Resolves.
Yeah, this is good play by the opponent, clearing the Force ahead of time.
But there's a Wasteland.
Because they... Mm-hmm.
A little chat they named.
Okay, so Oops All Spells. This is exactly the reason why I play 3 Fairy Macaques, because I play in Magic Online Challenges, and Oops All Spells sees a lot of play here. So, yes, exactly. We need Consign as well,
What does it do?
because it counters Spy, ATB, and Oracle ATB. So those cards are bad. Pushes are bad. We don't play pushes. I'm still in.
Yeah,
I did the same as you. That
the
was
first
funny.
thing I looked was the push. All right, so we for sure have the orc to cut. Maybe basic, like swamp island,
A
sewers.
land is certainly something we can cut, and a Brazen is also probably quite bad. The only thing Brazen does is it's decent against Charbelcher Pass, which is a sideboard plan sometimes. I like cutting a land, but maybe it's the sewers because we sometimes, drawing a tap lane means we can't Thoughtseize. Drawing a tap lane means we can't develop
Yeah.
our stuff, and speed is very important in this matchup. So basically, in my opinion, we cannot keep a hand here that doesn't have either. If they keep 7, we need either a force, a negation, or a fairy, which is the reason why I play the fairies, because on the draw, otherwise you don't have enough keeps, in my opinion.
Um, okay. That's
Yeah,
that's deep.
this is a keep. So the reanimates are not exactly perfect, but the other cards are good. And also, I think you're a lucky surveiller, so maybe you can do it. All
Yeah,
right, opponent.
there's a play that I call the Pivot Special, and that is going brainstorm. Sorry, surveillant, fetch, surveillant, and then brainstorm, and put
Yes.
the creature on top to mill it.
Yeah, that is a build your own entomb.
Oh
Wait a
wow!
minute. Okay, so now this will be expert content.
All right. Do you want to do this
So
now? Yeah.
now we have to think here. What
Nah.
happens if the opponent mills their deck over? Then what happens?
Well, they have Jekyll. I think you should just do it now.
Okay, the simple thing is to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it now.
I don't wanna Evan to I don't want Evan to deal with
Exactly. It's too hard.
what do
And
they
this
do
will
it?
win the game.
Like
This will win the game 90.
they just concede, you know? SAG,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. If a player brings Oopso spells, they're not gonna play it out from this position. Hey, we won the die roll again.
Yeah, we won the die roll again. Let's see if we can do it to the opponent here. So
Classic Undercity Sewers.
yeah, we do see that card in our opener twice as often when we play 2. I'm very good at math, so I checked it out from I researched it myself.
Yeah, 1 plus 1.
So we have Matteo scouting you for the weekend. Are you worried about getting scouted for 4 seasons?
I mean, Mateo's gonna beat me anyway. He doesn't need to scout me. It's okay.
He's too
He's too
strong for
strong.
sure.
He's too strong. But thankfully, he is also starting to play Flesh and Blood now, so that it's much easier to beat him there than in Legacy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're keeping the competition level by being the boss of that game. Okay.
All right. So on turn one, are we going to Thoughtseize or playing Tapland?
Yeah, so the research bot, whatever it's called, said the player has been playing Mystic Forge. So I
So
suggest we try and
Thoughtseize.
disrupt turn one.
Yeah.
We're just one reanimate away from crushing our opponent.
Have the combo? No, this is not a combo. Never mind.
That isn't exactly not a combo, yeah.
What
So
does it?
the key doesn't do anything on its own. I don't know if that's the logic you want to use,
Yeah.
but the other
So
cards get dazed more easily, I guess.
do you want to take
Um, and
if they draw
the
a more monolith?
So maybe that's the way to play that we're saying let's take but the opponent can saga out another key. I'm mainly just we have to think about metalcraft. We have to think about that the saga can go get an additional key. This is quite tough.
I think the
Maybe
four
we should
drop
just take yet maybe we should just take one of the 4 drops because we have a force for the other one. So we force our opponent to find gas basically.
ring.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's take the One Ring.
I take Tormod's Crypt, so it's better.
Okay. Ring just draws 1 card, right? Like when it enters. So maybe
Yeah.
that's more beatable than Karn. Was a tough one. I feel like this is the game where you get to draw into a big creature and surveil it away, but I guess with the Entomb hand, that wouldn't even be that good. We
Okay.
accept the key.
Key and Urza Saga.
Reanimate. Almost. Okay, so now you have a play.
Tomb
Are you
first.
supposed to? Yeah, perfect. I was about to suggest that play. I think that makes sense.
Traxa.
So we take good old Atraxa,
Yours go.
mill. We can probably get rid of that. We're basically digging for like Force of Will and Wasteland here, so any card is going to be worse than those, I feel like.
And after these games, it's like, how do you not play the card Entomb in your blue black deck? You know what I mean?
Ooh, nice. The opponent. Okay, that's annoying. Maybe we're supposed to counter this.
Yeah, I think so.
So probably pitch the brainstorm because any disruption is awesome here. So now let's see if digging 10 cards for Wasteland and Force of Will is in our future.
The one of Anime Dead. Used to be
Yeah,
playing
this deck is yeah, this deck is a lot lower on reanimation. So you found that one. This second day is good. I think it is. Parison is probably yeah, I like these.
and
So
then
now
what?
Wasteland, the saga, I would imagine.
Why? What does Saga get?
So okay, maybe that's a good call because they already have key, so they can go like pedal or whatever. But
Yeah,
and they lose the land. Okay, I like this a lot. This is a good play.
Tomb.
Double days, baby, and you even have an Archon coming.
Yeah, this is. All right, I think after these 5 games, I decided my deck for this weekend. With with the other blue black, it was so hard to win games.
Exactly. That was the thing. It was very hard, but yeah, it just Soul Guide almost in time.
Almost. Planar Nexus.
Opponent has 2 mana, and you now get to daze a defense grid. It's a very good day at the office here. They knew about that. They knew about that card.
today.
because you just picked it off Atraxa. Yeah,
I mean, what can they do?
not a lot, it turns out. Uh, do you just want to force the issue on the Soul Guide?
No, I think I can bounce it and then do it next turn.
Right, that's a good call.
You miss,
So
you
by
miss.
leaving,
Oh,
you
someone in the chat
give
said you miss Vexing Bubble. This was one of the fastest Ben I can remember, honestly.
yeah, Vexing Bubble made that deck incredible. Um, I generally don't enjoy cards that polarize play draw more than is already the case.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the challenge of playing more, consigns and spell pierces and thoughtseize, leaning less on force. I think that was kind of cool.
Mm.
So
Okay.
now we get in for 6, we Archon them to 3, and then we try and stop them with a daze. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Easy game.
That was indeed an easy game. So Forge. Yep, those 4 cards are good. And then from there it comes a little bit tricky. So what I usually do is I like a small number of removal. I like a small number of Bowmaster. Bowmaster interacts against the ring, which is not ideal. So I like the Triumph because it kills Karn as well, right? But I also like a single push because of Fleshraker.
What about Archon?
Um, Archon is not perfect, but sometimes you just draw your Atraxa. So I'm a bit worried about that. I think Brazen Borrower has very few targets.
Don't they play Chalice of the Void?
No. This is like
Okay.
basically the old deck just with Defense Grid instead of Vexing Bauble, basically. Animate Dead, I think you can cut. I think that card is.
It did its job.
It already did its job, yeah.
Maybe you can shape
Um,
work.
yeah, you can save 2 orcs here. Base is not perfect, but sometimes they have to play into it, and you play 6 forces, so that's kind of the saving grace for that card.
Yeah.
And then we have to adjust if we see an opponent bring in Leyline of the Void, which I have experienced before. Explosives is not great. Well, explosive is versatile. That's what I want to. That's the main point. Sometimes you kill like a key and a lantern. Sometimes you kill some construct tokens. Sometimes you kill an opal and a petal. Sometimes you kill some Eldrazi scions, so spawns, whatever. All right, so looks like you have been practicing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put it on heavy mulliganing. This smells of leyline to me, so we'll have a game here.
Oh, we set it out. Brazen
Hmm.
Borer, but they have late.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
they could have leyline. They could have leyline. Well, then when they mulligan to 3, they have leyline for sure.
Are you sure it's a good idea to
Uh,
have a borrower?
n- so um, if that is, I didn't do my research properly here, to be honest. But let's say that was stock on the Forge deck, then I would keep them for sure and sideboard out the last 2 Bowmasters.
Yeah. Okay. Doing my testing. Okay. Put him all to 2 and has the ley line.
So it actually gets complicated for us to win now, which
Yeah,
is
they have
funny.
one card in hand. That's okay.
So how can we win here? We can
8 mana Archon. Do we have 8 lands?
yeah, we have 8 lands,
Yeah.
8 mana Archon. Let's go. Um, I guess just a bowman will win the game, Tamio.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my opponent has no cards in hand on turn 1. Yeah, we took a.
Yeah, there's no reason. If the opponent has a 7 card with Leyline, we could be in big trouble. So let's just cut the Bowmasters for the future.
Hopefully, there's not a game 3, but if there is.
Ooh, you let the opponent draw the Ancient Tomb here. Let's see
Oh,
if that
that's true.
creature. Let's see if the creature can get you. I hope they draw Tomb.
Do you think I should wasteland? I don't think so.
No, you're right. You should not wasteland.
Graveyard.
And snaring. Uh, okay. You think this is just you trying to find a creature,
Yeah.
basically?
Ooh. I think I brainstorm.
You. Yeah. Let's brainstorm. And Staring Bridge is a threat as well. Yeah, it's not incorrect. It's mainly if they stick a Karn, we can be in trouble in a lot of ways. So the ley line is the big reason to have Brazen, but there's a lot of other small reasons. And then what Andreas talked about a couple of times during the day, just a card flex card being blue is like such a small cost to pay.
Okay, so a
Uh,
fork.
so I guess you just put away 2 reanimates and you
Mm,
shuffle with the entomb.
yeah, I think so. The first ever card disadvantage brainstorm.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think about like some Chains of Mephistopheles situation, or Hull Breacher. It can
Mhm.
come up. It's very bad against those. Good call here. One of my favorite plays, Entomb for Entomb.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah,
Sure, buddy.
I'm
So,
gathering
funnily enough,
all of the
the
best.
opponent is
Yeah.
okay. They're just finding it's a cycle. They wish they had Candy Trail in the deck.
Hmm. I'm gathering all of the best legacy players in the chat right now.
Why
Into
not waste on Saga? That's a good question. So you maybe can explain that because you didn't want to do it.
yeah, so Saga just died. I mean, you saw it, right? Saga just died and did nothing. It's like a gemstone mine. Not even like I don't know.
So
There's like three times. It's like a land with three timestamp on it.
hmm so the logic is that Wasteland is going to be good later, but against a temporary land, we don't care at all because the opponent is so low resourced.
Okay. Do I want to thought seize? Mm,
Yeah, I feel like Thoughtseize Bowmasters is the turn here.
yeah. I can take the
So
monolith. Okay.
that sounds
Yeah,
fine. Yes. So now we will play Raise the Alarm. Do you remember that card?
I do. I do. That's kind of why I say I hate Bowmaster most of the time because it just raise the alarm. But I guess you need it for
Yeah.
for the opposing Bowmaster.
In Legacy, it's more like 20% of the time it's Raise the Alarm, but 50% of the time it's an incredible card.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ponder. I find Tommy, I guess. So it's okay.
Yeah, we can't play it though. Is that
You want to shuffle, but I have so many bad cards in my deck that.
Yeah, maybe it's fine. Then you play Tamio next turn and you start cracking clues.
Yeah.
The point is here we have to deal 20 damage before our opponent digs out of this, so we probably need to find maybe one more force to make that happen, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to think a little bit about um, what if the opponent draws the Planar Nexus? Then we force a Will Their spell, and then we Wasteland. Is that the logic?
Yeah, they have Kuzo's Command One Ring. I think I don't want. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to Wasteland. This is
Yeah,
not scared.
and so let's say you didn't have the force, then you would do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have the force, I would play Ponder now, looking for one.
Yeah. Got it. But then you would probably Wasteland because you don't have the protection if they spike the land. So Swamp is a bit annoying here, but now we get a relevant card into play. How? So this is a fun play. What if this was you had an underground sea in play instead of sewers? Would you daze your own Tameo to flip it now?
That's funny. Oh yeah, that's a cool idea. All right, we got a question. What skills from MTG helped me improve so rapidly at Flesh and Blood? I think it's just my will to win. So I just practice a lot, and at that game, I don't think people practice that much because it's like still like a newer competitive game. So despite I'm just so far behind it's just the learning curve. I just yeah, I just still practice a lot. Okay, opponent concedes. It's over.
It's over. I'm also just messing with you here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
My,
winning the die roll every time with this deck,
yeah.
losing the die roll every time with the other deck. Curious about these sponsor accounts.
Okay. What do we have here? Just sewers, probably. Also, I feel like we've drawn sewers in every hand, something like that.
hmm Yeah, I like putting away sewers here. The good thing about us being a proactive deck is we cast this Ponder, and we don't have cards like Fatal Push in our deck to confuse us what to get. We know what we're getting.
Ow, just the nuts.
So let's think here. Should we protect anything from Thoughtseize, or should we set up to upkeep Entomb to... But maybe we want the second force?
I think I want to go draw Thoughtseize this turn and put Entomb on top. And the next turn just do the combo with Force backup.
In that case, I feel like you should keep Force of Will instead
Why?
of Thoughtseize. Because if you force their force, then you already have the Force of Will for Atraxa just to get a blue card.
Okay. Sure.
So the Thoughtseize is better if the game goes longer, but this plays better for if you believe this is going to work.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't get Thoughtseized.
Yeah,
That would be annoying.
I'll force the Thoughtseize.
Yeah. Don't do it, opponent. Okay, nice. Ooh, the Respect of Bowmaster. This is interesting. I had a conversation with somebody who said Bowmasters doesn't do a whole lot in Legacy, but I'm the opposite belief. I see this all the time. Like it has so much respect. It's like on Days and Wasteland level of respect with how people play. Because your opponent here is not digging for a turn one kill. They're playing around Bowmasters.
Let's go into
Let's go. So
Reanimate.
now just to elaborate on why I like the Force. Not that it helps you right now, but it will be a lot better. So Atraxa just needs to hit a blue card for you to either complete double Force. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. So second Force would be annoying.
Yeah, second force would be very bad. Oh no, they have it.
Okay, so now we're left with a worse card than the Thoughtseize, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we could have taken this low and go Thoughtseize, but I feel like the chances of my opponent having two forces were very thin.
hmm Yeah, these days people play not many main deck negations, so I like their play a lot.
Do you agree not to play this land here?
Yeah, because in theory, let's say you draw Brainstorm, then you can draw, let's see, up to 5, down to 3. And that would be enough for Reanimate Force Blue card. But if we play the land out, we can't draw Brainstorm into the nuts. So yeah, I like this play. So the opponent loamed and showed a Terminus. So maybe now is okay to play it.
Yeah, also because of the Arcas force.
So question in chat here, why not pitch the other force instead of borrow? We did that because we wanted to resolve Atraxa, and then we already have Force of Will. Atraxa finds the next blue card, and then we can fight over removal or Teferi or whatever. So we did that as an investment into making Atraxa better. So let's see, what does the opponent have here? It looks like a good old Murky Boy. It is
Mercury.
not. It is Loaming. So I feel like we still have plenty of time to find the next reanimation spell, because the opponent's not really pressuring us, and it's basically only forces we're scared of.
So I just go Ponder.
Yep.
Ooh.
And you find the next one, and then you draw Tameo underneath it, so that's not that bad.
Yeah. Do I cast Reanimate or do I just hold Tamio as a force pitch?
I feel like we cast it. The opponent just returned lands, so I feel like they have to be incredibly lucky to have uh, the third force.
Okay.
This is kind of the same logic. Don't play land. Well, I'm worried about Spell Pierce now. Should I?
I'll play the land. I don't care.
Should I be worried about Spell Pierce?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
care
not
about playing
sure.
land.
But Wasteland is bad here, so this is why. Oh, wow. That's the drain for the opponent. Okay. So now hopefully we get to stick Tameo.
Yeah, but like my opponent has so many removals, but maybe I think I would have drawn Tamio there. There's not really.
You like to respect the third force?
I just have force up in case they play something powerful, and if not, I have
The thing is, they could be like an endurance deck, or like there's just
Yep, I still have
I
four.
don't know. Okay.
Uro.
Okay.
GG.
So you liked on turn 2, you liked not respecting second, but later on you wanted to respect the third.
I just felt like it was free because I knew there was a pitch on top. Whereas on turn 2, there was a thought that there wasn't a pitch.
Uh huh.
Opponent doesn't play Ura, by the way. I guess they don't have double green because I just played Loam.
Uh. Okay. So now we can hold up the hardcast.
You want Arcast Force on Ura?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can flip Tamio. And then we can return.
Yeah, this game was. Yeah, this game was very weird because I agree with you. With we know that we're drawing the pitch, and they're playing like band control super slow. They're not thought seizing us. Hmm. Do you think the opponent should be loaming in this spot?
Okay. Loam one land. Sure.
And then they're going to cast Uro, get it time walked, and then we kind of play on.
We can flip Tamio next turn. And then they reanimate
Yeah,
Uro, and then I go reanimate.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so we know Flood is Drain in their hand, so one unknown. I'm not sure, like, my opponent loaming there.
Maybe they wanted me to
I would rather
force,
draw.
and then they had a Savannah in hand. I don't know.
Okay, okay, so they tried to find some bait.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not nothing. Hardcast Force, and for some reason we're still in this game.
Ooh.
Professional button clicker strikes again.
Hey.
So nice job.
Okay. I can thoughts is
And
myself and have Archon of
and
Cruelty.
yeah, I love that because animate dead is a enchantment here. So brainstorm, thought seize, wasteland.
Actually, if I do that, yeah, that's fine.
Did you? Yeah, it looks like you have all of them now. It's so funny.
If they go Terminus, maybe this is bad.
Um, you're flipping your planeswalker now as well, so I think you're fine.
Okay, let's take this and start with Brainstorm. Maybe not.
Okay, because
Maybe I
because
flip
you could
with
do.
Archon. If I draw a card, no, that's not true.
I think you if you brainstorm first, you could do the Pivo special if you're lucky.
Right. Okay, and Tomb. So I guess I don't need to thoughts is myself now.
Correct.
So I block.
What about getting wasteland out of here?
Okay, sure. That's one damage though. I don't know.
So you can go,
I don't think it matters. I'm gonna take these two down, flip Tamium.
and we can thought seize and then produce Archon.
Yeah, thoughts is them. They have Fun Strand and Force and Negation.
Okay,
And now,
playing against Mr. Force.
yeah, if they top deck Terminus,
We still have a planeswalker in play and a bunch of clues. Still think we're winning.
are we winning though? Because they have Uro and I have nothing except a Bowmaster.
Um,
I guess I draw a card. All
I
right.
think you're fine. I do it here. Remember the terminus in the graveyard. Yes, so that means
Oh,
Mystic
Lorna Reveal.
Sanctuary is
Sorry,
to
Lorna.
get to later.
Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah. Okay.
So now the opponent needs exactly the Terminus. Can they do it? I love the draw step. Come on, baby.
There's a loam.
Oh, darn. That would have been good television.
Yeah. So they, let's see, worst case scenario. Okay, they didn't terminus. Good.
And since you just killed, let's say they drew. No, they couldn't set up the miracle anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So triple force. And we're still in this spot. That's pretty powerful. Here comes good old Uro. I played that card so much during especially the online era. That was a delight of a card, even legal in modern. Do you think it could be legal these days in modern, by the way? I think it would be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's just worse colors than Flage.
Yeah, opponent has a lot of spot removal. I played this matchup in Zurich as well.
Yeah.
It's a close match.
5-color beans. One of the most fun legacy decks to play. I love it. So they're going to be having a few like Murktides. They didn't see up the beanstalk, which is very good for us. And here, Murktide.
What's triple blue?
And maybe just leaving alone.
What's
Drawing second and third reanimate was pretty nice after all those forces. No, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean you have cantrips.
And Tamio to be Snapcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something I thought about was when you played this deck last, people should counter Entomb more often because you play 7 reanimation. These days, you can make an argument that you should let Entomb resolve more because you only play 5 reanimations. So things changed a little bit. I assume this is Murktide. Let's see. Murky Boy as a 6/6, which is currently dominating the Archon.
Right. But we can ping it with Orc and then reanimate it.
Okay, I like it. So
Yeah,
the opponent will sack Uro, eat Archon, and then you can like do it all over. This is awesome.
let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So you don't even have to do that. You have lethal if you ping your opponent here.
Mm,
What's the fun in that, though?
right. Also, I don't need to ping, they sacrifice it to the Orc. Alright, we won.
Oh yeah, they sacrifice. Boom. That
Okay.
was a pretty nice game win to get under the belt. The triple force. I stopped believing at some point. So let's
Alright.
see.
My sideboard
Control deck.
doesn't look exciting, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So mainly, I don't like the dazes. So if we can find a way to maybe just be a little more threat heavy, I would love that.
So I think I was considering siding out some basics, but even Wasteland looks bad.
I think Wasteland is okay. This game it was bad, but they only have one loam, and sometimes they fetch weird because of leyline binding and stuff.
I take out one swamp only, I think.
Okay. mm I like to cut the dazes. I think they're quite bad,
Okay.
and I think the Baraglyphs are just fine. They have to kill Tamio. They often have to kill Bowmasters. Then you can maybe stick a big boy.
So just do this.
Mm,
Maybe one.
the negations are only good against beans, right?
Yeah.
So whether you want that or a swamp, I don't have feel strongly. I'll probably keep the swamp myself, but this could be fine.
Okay, so you would do this.
Yeah.
No, I want force. One force is okay.
Okay. That's good. So I'm on team swamp. You're on team negation here. So let's see when you draw it, which one is better. Okay. It's always nice to lead on Tamio. So I don't think you're supposed to play island because if you draw Entomb, then you look, oh, sorry, reanimate, you look kind of silly.
Yep.
Thinking about like how to double spell is a big part of like the early fetching patterns with this deck. Okay, so the opponent's answer might be fetch Savannah. Yeah, okay, or have Savannah. Let's counter this card. This card makes every card in the deck better, and if this game goes long, we'll lose to that card. They showed Bowmasters the previous game. How do you feel about cracking Clue right away?
I just wanted to hold the Bowmaster in case they played like another Beans.
Yeah, I think cracking clues at weird times is something you should consider more these days. But also, this is good bait because
Yeah.
then you can flame tongue their card.
Yeah.
So so you end up making a genius play here.
I mean, I just played it to play around the second Beans. Is not.
hmm But this was the actual reason for your play being good. Okay, so now you can Thoughtseize, kill their Bowmaster. Also, look at their mana base now. Wasteland is super alive.
I'm thinking
So
about
lots of hate. So
take.
this is probably a game where we try and beat. So let's see. Bargain
Yeah, I
is
think
good.
I think
Pyroblast on Tamio is also good.
right.
I like taking the bargain here. It's good.
Yeah. The,
So
the Power Blast my Tamio, so be it.
yeah, that's a good exchange for us. So let's see the chat here. Thoughts on boarding out Force of Will in this matchup? Seems like the card disadvantage is not what you want in a control mirror, but it's still Force of Will. Yeah. So the reason why Force of Will is serviceable is
Without
Beanstalk is a card that beats us, and the stuff that we are doing when we are executing our game plan is
yeah.
worth going down a card for. So
Also, this is definitely not a control mirror. Like I'm a combo deck. Like if I drew Reanimate, I would have gone into Reanimate Force.
yes, very true. But we are also capable of playing the fair game, which is pretty cool, and hopefully what we're going to see here. Oh wow, look at this! The opponent respects days to a very high amount here.
Hmm. What do you think about cracking the clues to flip Tamio? No, right? They will.
Well, that first of all they're going to respond, but we should get a good habit of not playing land because if we draw wasteland, we lose a lot of potential.
Well, I
So
was
I like.
planning on doing anything, but you suggest me to crack a clue here?
Yeah, I think we should have done that because we have good stuff to hit here, basically. So sorcery speed stuff. Okay, so now we can pass and see if the opponent wants to get dazed. I guess they don't since they slow rolled the pyro.
Hmm.
This is my experience of Legacy recently. Is ooh okay. This is my experience recently. Oh, by the way, this is a reason we should have fetched Swamp instead of C number 2. I didn't pick up on that, but that's good to remember.
I don't have a swamp. I said it out.
Oh, you cited out Swamp. Got it. Oh, right. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, touche. Um,
Can't do anything here.
yeah,
Everything is resolved.
yeah, carpet resolves. So, okay, that's very annoying. So now the opponent is going to kill the Tameo in the second main here, and you'll try and flip it. So I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if they will. Let's see.
I think they will here because they respected Day's last turn, and now they kind of have to.
Ooh, maybe they cast very much.
Oh, no, they don't. Okay, got it. That's so funny.
Okay. They're gonna
Okay, opponent.
crack a clue now.
Then your Tameo might get killed.
I know, but all right.
What
Then
about
just guess surveil.
Surveil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Pretty cool situation here where it just shows the power of Daze. Daze is in your sideboard, but Daze has been living in the opponent's head rent free this game.
Mm.
The dream is they go for it now. Pyroblast me, bro.
Okay, top.
So now you have 2.
Yeah, I
So you
think.
can get your Walker. Okay.
And now we do attack with Tamio,
Yes.
and then I cast Brainstorm. When a Pyroblast, I cast
hmm
Brainstorm.
Yep. That's pretty cool. Opponent with the good habit of blocking because of Kaito.
Hmm.
You see some Reanimator decks running a single Kaito.
I can just also let it resolve. Tamio doesn't do much when it flips. Okay.
What do you mean?
Like that you can just Power Blast Tamio after.
Ah, got it. They can. Okay, I got it. They can wait. Yes, agree.
They Pyro
This
after
is pretty.
trigger. Ooh, that's true. That's a good idea. Yeah, right. They can let, Tamio put it on the stack, then they Pyro, and I can't respond doing anything. Okay.
Ooh, good plays in the chat. Love it.
Def
I'm adding that to my playbook.
Definitely take out Archon, and I think I want to take out the Thoughtseize. No, maybe
Uh,
I just get rid of Entomb and whatever. This Cage.
yeah,
Just get rid of.
you're not gonna be playing out of the graveyard this game.
I have Borrower, but yeah.
Hmm. So we should probably plus right away, no matter what.
Yeah, that's for sure. No, I'm just thinking about, do I want to Ponder now? Shuffle, maybe I find Wasteland. No, Wasteland isn't even that good. All right, let's just go Thoughtseize then.
Yes, let's try and see if they're still scared. So that one gets pyroblasted.
Yep, that resolves.
We have to accept the reality. So this is the kind of game where that's funny. This is the kind of game where Baragoyf is hopefully going to take over at some
Can I take
point.
Fairy Macabre? A 2/2 is
Yeah.
annoying here.
At 2/2, we're at 10. Yeah, we should take that card. That's funny.
Yeah, opponent is attacking me
So
for a bunch next turn.
you want to oh, what do you want to do here?
I was thinking just holding up Bowmaster because opponent tries to draw one card. Maybe they play like Ponder or Beans. They play it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or even like
Yeah, I
they
guess.
tap it both. I'm gonna go. Oh, I forgot about that. So
Oh
now I'm gonna go
wow. Okay.
Bowmaster,
Yeah, this is awesome.
and then I
So if
ping.
they find a blue card, they have to force. Yes, because you grow a 2/2. Perfect.
And now we're racing 7 to 16, taking 4.
Funny, the opponent has 2 lands, but okay. So they drew a brick.
Tomb. Okay.
We knew about that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can go
So
Brainstorm Ponder to shuffle.
sounds good. You're drawing into the bad
Yeah,
Archon
there's
here,
there's
right?
an Archon on top.
Yep.
Okay.
Murktide is awesome. Uh,
Back these two.
let's see. Are you shuffling with your ponder here?
I guess I can also shuffle it with Thoughtseize, like Thoughtseize Archon, and I can shuffle with Entomb.
Yeah. So maybe do that. Slam Murktide and instep the Entomb.
Okay.
Unless you are lacking instance, then you can Entomb right now.
Now I have plenty of spells, I think. Yep, I'll make it as big
One,
as I can.
two, yeah. So maybe leave Force of Will in there.
Why?
Oh, you can't?
I mean, I could, but it would be a 7/7.
Okay, so just make an 8/8.
Yeah,
The opponent's at 16.
yeah, because this is multiple of 4.
So we have exactly lethal here unless the
Yeah,
opponent decides to block.
I have to stay back, yeah. But then I have Bowmaster.
Mm-hmm. Milling over a land, and
Mhm.
now it's time for the opponent, or they're out of here.
Or mana. Orcish Bowmaster.
Orcish Bowmaestros.
Okay.
Okay, we accept.
Can draw a card.
Remember to entomb.
Yep. Tomb Atraxa. Draw land. Okay.
How do you feel about Bowmastering the Bowmaster and then go look for a way to clear the ferry?
Yep. Let's do that.
I can't remember what we have though, like Brazen or whatever, maybe. Another Bowmaster. Is that
think
good?
I'll draw it, yeah.
And then you kill the 1/1 so it doesn't block?
I can even just attack, playing around Terminus.
So the opponent will chump block the big one here. And the small one basically telling us that they have Terminus in the deck, so nice call by you. Then they need the Terminus, but they don't, because it went straight to the main. And you got it. Ooh,
Let's
too
go.
strong.
Let
Too
me
strong.
pass me
Let's
all the images. I remember this is a player that was playing Enchantress.
okay.
Yorion Enchantress, it seems.
I'll be assuming it's Death and Taxes
No,
the until the first Savannah hits the battlefield.
I swear, this is like I remember in the very old days of Channel Farbo Legacy videos, I was playing against
Yeah.
this person so much.
Okay, that's awesome. If they still play Enchantress, that's dedication.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, okay, okay. I believe you. The Windstrip Teeth. Do they have any good creatures to reanimate?
We'll see, maybe.
Maybe you can snag an Enchantress and then later on draw a card from your enemy dead.
Ooh, ground
Nice
seal.
grab steal. Okay,
Ground
bye
seal.
bye ground seal.
Ground seal is unbeatable.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Mono Red Stomp is less played. It feels like it has good cards. Yeah, so it's mainly, in my estimation, the either the Daze decks being blue red, fetches basic island, can play every card and say except Murktide Under or Blood Moon. Blue black, people just fetch their basics a lot in this format because of Wasteland. And you lost the big reason to play the deck, which was 10 to 15% Eldrazi in the metagame. So a lot of things combined for Blood Moon to be, let's call it, not the best choice right now.
Okay.
Orcish
I
Bowmasters.
think I'll go Ponder.
Okay, you are on the hunt for Entomb.
Yeah, that's okay.
These should be fine. Do you surveil end of turn?
I was thinking that, yeah, I think I don't want a second brainstorm. One is enough.
I like that. So now expect our opponent to put Yori onto hand. No, they
Maybe,
keep up dress down. That's cool.
yeah, dress down for tracks, huh? Makes sense. Hmm. Nah, graveyard.
I don't think, yeah, we can do better. Because I don't expect our mana to get disrupted this match. Force to Will is a good one. Let's not get Brainstorm locked. Nice job.
Thank you. Alright.
Bowmasters and Reanimate gone,
Okay, so I have
maybe?
forced dress down. Yeah, let's go these two.
Maybe you just double daze the dress down. How do you like that?
Uh, yeah.
I think I will do that because then you kind of ensure that the dazes are alive. Yeah, let's get untapped lands back. I thought Bowmaster was good in Enchantress matchup. Yeah, this was simply because we drew the nuts that we kind of changed our plan from grind a little bit with Bowmasters, slow and steady, to being a combo deck. But I agree, it's very serviceable in the matchup. Double dazing here, still having Force of Will, like a champ. And then drawing 5 good cards.
Or
Force, Tameo, Animate Dead is the free one because it's enchantment, right?
mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. Thoughtseize or Reanimate? Maybe Thoughtseize?
Sure. I have to discard two cards.
Okay, also good point. So Underground Sea and
Thoughtseize?
yeah, probably. We took the Thoughtseize so we could discard it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hopefully they don't have Caracas. So that way we can lose.
I don't think so, because you can flip Tameo, flashback, Entomb later, Archon.
Eh,
Like that'll just make them, let's
Cameo,
say.
Cameo gets bounced. Maybe the play was actually
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so Caracas would make this game somewhat, but we play a lot of Wastelands, so it's fine. Yeah, this is so we lost a lot of tempo with the double days, but we ensured that the double days were trading for a impactful card, and Force can, counter anything.
That's in a spinner.
So
This must be counter.
uh, yes, because yeah, we have double Force, so that's just
Borrower? Yeah.
yeah. So would they play something like confinement and stuff like that?
Maybe they have like solitary confinement, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it was better to.
These games are always about like figuring out how do I possibly lose this 99% game, and maybe some of those cards are part of that situation. Do we have anything for Animate Dead? We don't, right?
There isn't. It was better to discard a third land and just keep the Thoughtseize.
Yeah, now we look a little bit silly. So we have a Surveil in the deck,
Yeah.
right?
I just have to pass.
Yeah. If that card was Reanimate, we could have tried and spike Archon with Surveilling Sorcery Speed. So now, I feel like the opponent needed a card right there to have a chance.
Can still have Plow.
But do you think there's Plow in like it's a synergy deck, right? So you can't really. Maybe you take that card. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, now that they've showed me the Murktide, if they Plow, I just let it resolve.
Yes, exactly. That's a good habit. Let's say they.
Okay,
Oh, but Leyland Binding makes a lot of sense.
resolve.
So yeah, we can let that resolve. Then we can play.
Man, I wish I had Borrower now.
Yeah, neither of us thought about binding because they didn't show that many colors. So we need to keep Entomb down there. Uh, okay. So maybe we should force this. Otherwise, it enters as a 3/3.
I think I must force this, yeah.
Also because it's a cantrip card that looks
Yeah.
for stuff. Okay, we can lose this.
Yeah.
This is cool. Opponent doing a good job. So we could have played slightly better, maybe with keeping the Thoughtseize.
Yeah, definitely Thoughtseize and also the Borrower pitch.
Right. So the borrower instead of Tameo, basically,
Or go with an Enchantress.
and Yorion to hand.
Okay.
So
Ponder?
if you find the Entomb here, you're the best ever.
Thoughtseize.
So do you like to Thoughtseize the Yorion?
Draws a card and chumps the Murktide, so I think so. I can also reanimate it.
Ooh, I like that a lot because it is lethal.
Yeah,
The good old 3/5.
two little threats. And then I can
So
blink, animate dead, and trigger infinite times. No, I don't know. Never mind.
let's not get into a situation where we need a judge.
Yeah. Or Gorge a Dragon.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You could force the draws. That was so bad.
Force the draw, yeah.
I remember that. Like I've had some like best of 6 games or whatever in Vintage when I was a kid, and I started playing. That deck was quite popular.
All right, exclusives in every matchup.
Yeah. So I like the negations a lot. You can consider consign because the opponent has a lot of like Leyland Binding is a trigger. Maybe something else is a trigger in the deck, but I'm not sure. I feel like we should trim Bowmaster and Dazes.
I think
I don't.
Wasteland is the worst.
Okay. But the opponent probably plays a lot of like 3 drops, etc.
Yeah, but they showed me so many basics. Also, I know
Okay.
Battle of the Ages. I remember that they only have basics all the time. I swear. Like,
But it's also a Leyland Binding deck, so it must be branching into duels and something. So let's see here. I think cutting 3 is too much. But this looks fine.
yes.
You can. Yeah, maybe this is fine. I guess I'm a little bit lower on Bowmasters, but for me, it's like one more cut of Bowmasters versus
Ooh.
keeping another days is very close.
All right, let's bring another wasteland. Someone said Chichi suggested Caracas. Yeah.
I don't consider Caracas unbeatable because Atraxa does such a good job of drawing you into stuff that lets you win a fair game.
All right,
Um,
let's do 2 days to work to Caracas then. Equals.
to Wastelands. Yeah, I like that. I like that split. Um, Caracas is quite beatable, but can be annoying, of course. Ooh, Sanctum. The thing is, if Sanctum is good, the opponent already has a bunch of stuff in play. Okay, now you can target your opponent. That is a shame for the Thoughtseize.
Leland of Sanctity. Okay.
Fetching basics, you know your customer.
Okay. Well, Whistle's not bad
So
here.
I think it will be fine.
Yeah, you go Tamio here,
So
right?
yeah, I like Tamio.
And then draw card.
Um, hopefully.
Leyline said
Mm.
bring in 80 cards. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how many cards you have. If you draw it, it's good. Either you have it or don't. You know, the chances are always 50%.
And then when you have 80 cards, it's deeper in your deck.
You know?
Okay, so that would have been another one where Consign was good. Good one to know about.
Yeah. Consign is good against Yor, now that I think about it. It just,
Yeah.
all the things they blink don't return.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good point.
Tamio?
So I guess another Tamio.
Yeah.
So now I'm hoping we get to Days a 3-drop. That was my theory. Like, I don't know what that could be. I'm thinking about Choke. I'm thinking about
Or
some
this,
stuff here.
the 3-mana Enchantress card.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's good enough anymore. Come
Under
on,
80
3 mana
cards.
binding.
You have to fill it.
3 mana binding. You can do it. 3 mana binding.
Ah, Yor.
Okay, 3 mana. Put
But I told you, I know this opponent.
yes.
They probably don't even
You
play any dual lands. And
then Leyline binding is questionable.
yeah, it's okay. Then
So how do you like pondering this
I'll
turn? Trying to
ponder
find a land so we can also crack the clue and get into this game.
and flip time. Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
this is
oh,
fine.
these cards are very good, but are they the best?
I like, so let's see if we can make a smart play here. I like drawing the wasteland, uh, cluing into the entomb, and then entomb upkeep to get lucky with the land.
Sure. Okay.
So flip the Tameo with the clue. And now we might even make the play where we daze our own entomb for the win.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
Let's see. Let's see.
for the win is a lot because you know they have 6 cards and they may.
Okay, you're right. Do it for the enabling of broken things.
Yeah.
But you're certainly right. This is certainly not over. Um, how do you feel about that? So
It's that
Archon doesn't work.
they have too much mana up to do that. Hmm.
Okay. Um,
Just Entomb
I
upkeep.
ju- that is good, right? Because we have a bad card on top.
Yeah, but I can also keep days for Yorian.
Mm-hmm. So we take that because Archon doesn't do anything because of Sanctity.
Yeah, yeah, we thought about the days Entomb play, but I don't think.
Okay, so you'd rather. I guess we. I guess we try and do it now, right?
Okay,
Or
so
do you just feel like you're getting dressed down and it doesn't do
I
anything?
think Endurance is a card that my opponent wouldn't play.
I agree. It's mainly dress down and then killing. That's a problem.
Okay, so let's just plus Tamio and Animate Dead. Animate Dead is bad against Leyline Binding though.
Yes, also true. But I feel like you're only waiting for force. Like that's not many cards.
All right, let's just go Reanimate. Okay.
So then the opponent casts dress down. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm just trying to figure out how the game plays out
I
from
think
here.
Reanimate is better than Animate Dead, mostly because of Leyline Binding. Okay, I was wrong. They have Endurance.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect endurance at all for sure. So yeah, that's very annoying. And that is another card that Consign is good against. When you play
Yeah,
this deck, you should think about
Mhm.
Consign covers endurance and Bajuka Bog very well. Okay, we got owned here by unexpected deck building.
I mean, it makes sense to play Endurance in your green deck. It's just that the whole enchant
Hmm.
based kind of.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the reason why when you said plow, but then they will play some enchantment version of plow, right? Like on thin ice.
Yeah.
So I would imagine the same with endurance that you would play like
So
ground seals and stuff like that. Okay, here
no,
comes the sanctum,
they dodge
and
days. I guess not anymore now.
yeah, maybe they jam Yorion here. Maybe
Ooh,
not.
this is the
What's
card I
that card?
think whenever I think about Spatula of the Ages, Astra's Invocation. Actually,
Uh,
I remember. So this card is actually very expensive on Magical Line. At least it was. And
mm-hmm.
I remember when I had to like play my opponent deck once for a video, and I had to spend like so much on Astra's Invocation. Oh wow,
That's
now
so
it's
funny.
actually 0. Oh, because they
Yep,
reprinted in MH3. Before it was just from a commander set.
that's funny. I drafted that 100 times, never saw it.
No, but this is like I'm talking about like 2017 type of thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This is like 46, something like that. All right. My opponent ended up doing what? Oh, Essence Evocation became a Wound Grow, and now every upkeep they can copy and draw more cards.
Yeah, this is a problem. We maybe faced our overlord here.
Yeah, this is the first loss for sure. I think I concede.
Yes, that's all right. Okay, opponent. Okay, I see.
Okay,
White Leyline did a lot of work.
first loss of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we
Can
had
happen.
two Wasteland. We drew both of them.
But I feel like between cracking clues, casting bowmasters, it's okay.
Hmm.
I don't think it's horrendous. I like our setup. We just have to draw a little better.
What if I
The
put it?
days give us more nut draws. I mean, okay. I I don't hate it.
Let's do this. I don't think the Barglyphs are
Oh,
good.
no.
No, we need to be all in combo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Hydroblast over the second consign in the side?
Uh, it's close because decks like Painter, Corey Steelcutter, Sneak Attack, Rite of Flame, Burning Way, Shenanigans, and then of course the moon deck. I think that's a lot of decks, but you could play second consign. I don't think it's crazy. Okay, nice swamp. Mm,
I think I keep.
do you like? Yeah. Do you like? Ah, this is actually rough. Maybe we have to play tap land.
Yeah, I think top lantern one.
Put it on a mulligan.
Let's see if my opponent.
How do you feel about this? If they go to 5, we thought these turn 1.
Let's see if they open ley line again.
Okay, well, that will certainly solve that question. Swamp is very annoying here. Maybe we need to get going. Okay, I accept. We sewers turn 1.
Yeah, so far I think just top land. Even if I'm like anything that happens. I think I keep thoughts for like anti endurance when I want a combo stuff like that. All right.
Multi 6, no ley line.
It's
Third land. Okay, we have a brainstorm, so that kind of solves a lot here, I feel like. So we
Good.
can keep it. Okay. So
Which
the
makes
next
sense.
turn we
Like
can go.
in. Sorry, Goif's in. It's usually for the grindy matchups.
How do you feel about that? Because that's acceleration.
Yeah, I think Daze is good here.
And then what's your plan next turn? Fetch and Thoughtseize?
Well, I can also just play Tamio.
I feel like we should Thoughtseize. There's a good chance we take like a ground seal or something. That's going to be
Okay. Yeah.
very.
Yeah, Ground Seal must be taken. Yeah.
This is the same logic we used earlier where you wanted to Thoughtseize against the Isid deck because of Cutter. So like when they have these key 2 mana cards, it's just
Yeah.
good to play your card
Yeah.
ahead of schedule, and that is also a good reason because we don't care about 2 mana preordain.
This must be taken. So they have Omen of the Sea.
And a dual land. Ooh.
Oh wow, a dual land. I didn't know they had it. Oh, they have to play it actually. So if you draw Wasteland, it is good.
So they played out right away because of Bowmaster. Good play, good play. Let's see.
Two bottom.
Okay.
They're looking for planes maybe. Ooh, Atraxa. Oh, we have the we have the. I
So Pivo should be proud here.
think actually we should do it now
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I don't have a window, right?
Let's get that into the graveyard. Yep, most likely, unless we draw something weird here. Let's see. So funnily enough, that makes the Entomb bad. Um, so how do you? So we can play this in numerous ways. We can play this so the opponent doesn't know that we're producing Atraxa, but I don't know how much that helps against the
Ooh,
opponent's deck.
I think I have a line. I have a line. Atraxa
Okay,
second, and then we go Thoughtseize now. The next turn I start with Sewer, Bean Atraxa, and then
let's go. Let's go. That's how a professional is speaking. That's not a content creator. That's a professional magic hitman.
Okay. Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize to clear the way here for potential, let's say, endurance,
Yeah, Ground
ground steel
Seal.
the opponent just found. Exactly.
Ground Seal would be ugh, tough.
Don't seal it. Don't seal us, opponent.
Oh,
Don't seal us.
what's that? Oh, you're in? Okay. All right.
Let's. So the opponent only had one draw,
Yeah.
so they would need Fair
Force.
Macabre Surgical.
Uh,
Or Force
okay.
of Will, I guess. Fair enough. Let's find Force of Will here, speaking of that card.
No. Okay.
Negation will be good enough.
Okay, so we have
Yeah.
land,
So we can only take that Ponder and a land and a borrower, I guess.
borrower.
I'm
Yeah.
saying only. Yeah, we
Okay.
oh yeah, these are awesome. Full grip and you're up, opponent.
And I start to get ready the trophy next to me.
Maybe the opponent has the unbeatable Caracas.
Just making sure it's ready for when they concede, you know?
Okay. I like it a lot. Oh yeah, he's ready. Oh yeah, that's really beautiful. I love that trophy.
Yeah, it's ready.
That was the golden era, right?
Well, I
The
don't know. You can say golden sometimes, some other times not. But
that's fair enough. It was a
the
good.
part where they pay you a lot of money was golden. The part where you have, they cut GPs and everything was an arena was less. But
Yes,
can't
you're
can't
right.
can't complain.
For you personally, it was a good era.
Okay, I was missing Wasteland. Thank you.
So let's see here. Can we do anything smart, or should we just wasteland and pass?
Mm, yeah, I mean, I don't mind Wasteland Pass honestly.
How do you feel about maybe wait here? Let them like fetch Surveil and expose white mana first. Do it on
Sure.
upkeep.
Yeah, no need to do anything.
let's see what they do end of turn, and
Hmm.
then if they don't do anything, we should stop upkeep, stop upkeep.
Mi Bara, thank you for the tier 1 sub.
Another reason this is good is we make this exchange on the opponent's turn, so we can cast 0 mana Force Negation if needed. So in case something happens on the stack, we can 0 mana negation instead of tapping out. This lets us Bowmaster and Entomb as well.
What's the time? Ooh, we're finishing exactly at 1 p.m.
Perfect.
Perfectly balanced. Punting away that round 4 in the previous league to drop was a you know
Yes.
it was exactly a
Imagine you
plan.
play that spell bomb, then there'll be
Nope.
0 match losses.
Yes, but we would have needed to play a 5th round, so we would have
Okay,
needed
I
to
see.
play like I don't know, yeah, would have taken
I see. I
longer.
see. I see what you're saying. So it
Also
was
now,
calculated all along.
also now I can just safely play this deck without having to worry about having to play the other deck because we trophied with this and not with the other one.
Yeah, that is sabotage, in my opinion. That is
Self self
certainly
sabotage.
you fiddling with the votes.
Yeah, so this was a basically zero game losses stream today. No,
So,
match losses.
right. All
Okay.
right. You also took down your nemesis here for the sweet, sweet trophy. Nice
Yeah,
job.
I called what they were on from the I don't know 10
Oh,
years rivalry.
uh-huh. Yes, definitely.
Right. Okay, well we got it. We got it. Let me host the trophy. You
Oh,
should send me
definitely.
a picture of yours, so I'll put it in the tweet. You know,
Got it.
and you send me a picture of yours, and I do the paint thing. I'll do it all afterwards. Now I'm gonna wrap it up. But yeah, so so far so good. Deck's still great. Again, if you want to see how to sideboard, make sure to check out. I mean, I keep on saying this, but you have Cyber Plan on your Patreon right now for this deck.
Yeah, I actually use Metafy, but it's basically the same thing. It's a
Okay, sure.
platform that allows
Yeah,
me to share a ton of different content, and I have guides, I have guest articles. I'm hosting my own tournaments. So I'm doing a lot of cool stuff over there. So if you're into old formats like Legacy and Vintage, I would be delighted to see you over there.
yeah, definitely check it out. Follow him on Twitter and then find the Metafy link. By the way, I paid the prediction. 96% voted yes, which makes sense. I also would vote yes if I could. Um,
Yeah.
you know, but that's it. What are we gonna pick? Well, of course, this one. I mean, I was going to pick this one, even if we didn't trophy, probably. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like ever since ever since someone decided to put together Entomb Reanimate in the same deck with Brainstorm and Ponder, this deck hasn't been not the best deck. You know what I mean? Like ever
It's
since.
certainly a good deck, and I
Yeah,
feel like this version has a lot of play to it where even if you don't combo out, you can still have like a solid game plan. I think that's the big thing for me. The plan B is so strong these days.
because of Murktide and Bowmaster Tamio. Yeah.
You just play solid cards.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much. If you watch this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and follow Echo Baronen on the various platforms. Thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much. I had a fun time, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching as well. We had some great games today.
Yep.